that we are gathered upon the ancestral lands of the Coast Salish people. We thank them for their immense contributions to our state and local history, culture, economy, and identity as Washingtonians. For all those willing and able, please rise and remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem, sung by Cookie Yitbarek.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming moves broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets that their bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The best of the West and the best of the Midwest. One game to make it to a national final here at Interbay Stadium, Minnesota Aurora and Salmon Bay FC. The 2026 USL-W national semifinal, second game to happen today. Vermont Green winning the first against Asheville 1-0. They will be awaiting the winner of tonight's matchup. And there are just quite simply two of the most talented squads in USL-W out there on the field. A Minnesota Aurora team that has won every single game this season, 14-0-0 against a Salmon Bay team that hasn't lost at home in over a year. Referees for tonight's matchup: Kelsey Harms, the center; Diego Rodas, Ray Gurking, the ARs; Isabel Trujillo is the fourth official. A lot of pressure on everyone involved in this game. It's the biggest game in the history of Salmon Bay FC. Can't necessarily say the same for Minnesota Aurora. This is a program and an organization that has been there time and time again. This is their fifth playoff run. They've never lost a regular season game. They've been with the league since the start of USL-W, but they have not made a national final since that inaugural season in 2022. We can take another look at the starting 11s for both of these squads. Salmon Bay FC, their experienced netminder, Elena Milam, leading from the back, has yet to give up a goal in this postseason. Alongside that back four, Maya Loud, an addition to this postseason roster for this game, missed the first two postseason matches after being a consistent force during the regular season, both this year and last year. Anna Menti, Alicia Barker, and Juju Barker. Juju Barker also another addition back to this lineup. Some swapping in the 20 for Salmon Bay FC. The midfield, Rachel Wrights, as always, in that defensive midfield position. Jordan Coran is going to move up into the midfield, although she's played as an outside back much of this season. And Ui Kai Hui, the midfield maestro, as always, will be looking to create from that attacking midfield slot. Morgan Montalili, just her third start of the season. She's been a super sub in 2026. They'll look to her to find a goal or find an assist in place of Maya Heinsohn, who's returned to collegiate duty. Samia Shell, the player to watch, with a goal and an assist in the last round. Amira Hussein, a brace in the last round as the 9. Minnesota Aurora go to Taylor Fox in net. This is a netminder and a defense that has only allowed 2 goals this year, both of them off of set pieces. Gracie Dunaway, Haley Mercero, Olivia Albert, and Kira Carfonta are the back four. Marisi Boughton, Leach, Dubé, Kitagawa, and Barrera round out the 11. Kitagawa, 11 goals this season, is one of the most dangerous attacking forces in USL-W. Leah Arentz, Coho, getting the last bit of instruction and encouragement. So many leaders on this team, an experienced squad, ex-pros in the squad. alongside some players that have been with this organization for their first 2 years of existence. Anna Menti giving some words in there among them. My name is Adam Race, your voice of Salmon Bay FC. Thank you so much. This is an exciting time to be a fan of local grassroots soccer in the Pacific Northwest and in the country. And this is a matchup between a team that has been there for years and a team that is really establishing themselves as a power in USL-W in the Pacific Northwest in Salmon Bay FC. Minnesota Aurora, they are the scariest opponent you can come up against in this league, bar none, and it's been that way since the start of USL-W. 53 wins, 3 draws, 0 losses is their all-time regular season record. They have won every Heartland Division title. They have never been beaten, but in postseason play, they're 7-4. They haven't been able to get over the hump against the elite competition around the nation. They've got a chance to put themselves in their second ever national final today against a team trying to make it to their first in just their second year of existence. Salmon Bay in the pink jerseys. They'll attack from left to right on your screen. Minnesota Aurora in the dark blue, going from right to left, 1,500 plus on hand. Waiting in eager anticipation. Harms blows the whistle. The 2026 USL-W National Semifinal is off and running at Interbay Stadium. Minnesota Aurora start off with the ball, and they will look to control it for as much time as they can. These are two teams that both want to have more possession and control tempo of play. And these opening minutes are really going to show who will dictate that tempo and who will get off to the more dominant start. Two technically excellent squads from up and down this roster. There's nobody who can't hold up the ball confidently, find a pass. There's no one on either of these teams that's going to panic in possession. And Minnesota, they will do this. They will play it out of the back through the goalkeeper often. Taylor Fox, a great distributor of the ball. This hits that one a little bit. It's easily dealt with by Juju Barker. Now Samia Shell getting her first touches of the match. Trying to go 1-2 with Amira Hussein, but made the inside run instead of the outside one as pink smoke wafts over the field coming from the bushkeeper section. Pink and blue flares being let off. And you can see it's affecting the players a little bit. Brief stoppage, but they will play on through the haze. Wrights takes it away off the throw-in. Samia Shell dancing on the touchline. Alicia Barker, reliable as always, switching to Anna Menti. Menti has been one of the most crucial parts of this postseason run. She's played all 210 minutes as Loud with a giveaway. She's missed the last couple of games. It's only her 4th start of the season. Here come the Minnesota Aurora down the left side with Dubé. Flavie Dubé will pass it back. She had a goal in that win against Pittsburgh. It was the opener. 3 goals, 3 assists in the regular season. Goal and an assist in the conference final. One of the players of the match in that last-minute win against Pittsburgh. Fox moving around the numbers she has in the area and trying to find an open dark blue jersey. Can't do so there as Anna Menti, always strong in the air, goes up and wins the header. Menti's got 3 goals this season, 2 of them coming on headers from corner kicks. These are both excellent set-piece teams. Hussein can't hold it up. They'll often play it up to Amira Hussein and wait for the numbers to join her. She's a strong presence on the ball who can be calm in possession. Here's Ai Kitagawa playing one through. The assistant referee puts the flag up. It was a little too strongly hit as well. And Kitagawa, there really is not a weakness that she has as far as attack goes. A little more deep lying as an attacking midfielder today, not the central striker. She can score and assist. 11 goals, 5 assists. Those are both team-leading marks this season. Headed out wide. Marisi. Flicked up into the air. Marisi chases and goes to get it. Barker steps in front of the ball, intended for Kitagawa. Now Hussein takes over. Morgan Monolili. Hui Kai Hui can't split the legs of Marisi. It'll be off of her and out for a Salmon Bay throw. Three and a half minutes gone, neither team establishing a clear dominance over possession. It'll take probably at least the first 5 to 10 to see how the momentum is going to start off. can see the aggressive press on both ends. This is really going to be a clinic in aggressive, high-pressing soccer, as well as an ability to break the press. But right there, it forces Taylor Fox to play it out. It's exactly what you want, sprinting right at the netminder, forcing her to miss-hit it. Shell. Juju Barker gets it put out of play. Experienced defender out of Seattle University, a welcome return to the lineup after missing the conference semifinals and conference finals. Played a lot of minutes this season for Malia Aarons-Coho. Samia Shell went to ground and still kept playing with it for a second, but ended up putting it out for a goal kick. Samia Shell, her 10th goal as a member of Salmon Bay FC, the opener in the conference finals against Capo. It was a beautiful strike. In from the right wing, curler with the left foot, far corner. Samia Shell there, getting a little contact in the back of the leg, wanting a foul and not getting it. Won't be surprised to see the referees let a little more play on than normal, as is the norm in these playoff games. You take a little more contact than maybe in a regular season match, knowing the stakes. As Minnesota go down the left side, and Barker's there to make the covering run and play it to Elena Milam. Milam not even given a second to breathe before she has to play it long. Dubé. Excellent in her own right on the ball. The battle between Samia Shell and Flavie Dubé is going to be one to watch. Matched up on that scoreboard side touchline. Shell takes it over. Barker to Barker and back to Milam. They'll look to switch the grandstand side as Maya Loud waits for a grass-cutting ball. Kai Hui dispossessed. Minnesota this year, dominance not only in the win column, but game to game statistically, they have just controlled every second of every match. They've only given up 2 goals, only 1 in the regular season. There's the foul there, Kitagawa catching the leg of the pressing attacker. It's down the right side. Karan. Couple options in the middle. Kaiui trying to make herself available. Monolili on the far post. Karan, though, can't find a way past the defense. That was excellent work by Sky Leach. Wrights. Can't find the pass forward. Stretches it wide, and a misplay and a my bad coming from Juju Barker. Both these teams scoring about 3 goals per game. Dubé across midfield on the carry. Stretching it out wide for Marisi. Gracie Dunaway. Minnesota Aurora have brought a really good traveling crowd. You would expect it from an organization that brings 5,000 players, or 5,000 fans, that is, to their home games. It's by far one of the most elite attendance averages in USL-W. And they've been doing it since year 1 in 2022. A standard set in many ways by this Minnesota Aurora organization. And traveling on the road, they've had to do a lot of traveling in this postseason. They went to Pittsburgh for the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, and now all the way to the Pacific Northwest as that ball into the middle forces a foul from Alicia Barker. Given right back by Minnesota Aurora. Miss pass intended for Dunaway. These are 2 teams that you're not going to be surprised if you see this matchup a few times in the next few years deep into playoffs. Salmon Bay coming from an incredibly tightly contested Northwest Division. Outside of the boot pass to the right side, Hadley Barrera takes over, can only put it out over the end line. Goal kick. There's really 3 teams in that Northwest Division that could have made a deep playoff run. Salmon Bay, West Seattle Roadies, and Snohomish, all teams that were ranked in the USL-W power rankings throughout the season, but Salmon Bay catching fire at the end of the regular season, getting some crucial results against both West Seattle and Snohomish to take their first ever conference crown in their second season. including a 2-1 final match day win here at Interbay Stadium over Snohomish, which clinched that title. Wrights, so calm under the pressure, and Morgan Monolily follows with the nutmeg. Breakout could be on down the right side. It's Juju Barker with Samia Shell in tow. Shell running out to the outside. Barker trying to find her, stepping in to put it out as Dubé. There's so much ground down that touchline, does Flavie Dubé. Ended up touching it last off Samia Shell, so it will be a Minnesota Aurora throw-in. Arfonta looking for options. Had an assist in the first round of the playoffs, has played all 180 minutes of this postseason. It's Kitagawa dispossessed, but only for an Aurora throw by Rachel Wrights. Wrights was just instrumental in that conference final victory for Salmon Bay. Controlled the tempo, didn't make a mistake all match really in the midfield. The press was taking possession back for the Coho, and she didn't give it away. That's what she provides. A calm head in defensive midfield can connect the back line in the midfield. Once again, right behind her was Sky Alicia. It just didn't matter for Wrights. Still was able to find the option of Alicia Barker, who plays it long. Kyra Kerfonta feeling the brunt of that aerial duel with Amira Hussein, who will argue her case with the head referee Harms. Kyra Kerfonta, the Dayton grad, in her senior season in 2025. Not a fun player to go for a 50-50 duel with, Amira Hussein. We've really seen that time and time again, the fact that she's a handful. When you go shoulder to shoulder with her, it's hard to win that. Wrights. Back for Alicia Barker. Line splitting pass by Anna Menti. Morgan Monolily with turf to run into. Amira Hussein ahead of her. Monolily carries, looks out wide, gets it to Samia Shell. Can Shell get it onto that magical left foot? Fakes the left, puts it in with the right, blocked. Kerfonta certainly doing the scouting report on Samia Shell, knowing that she's probably going to want to go to the left foot, but it actually ended up fooling her. Some help defense, though, blocking the intended cross. Barker. Coran. Step in and intercept. By Kitagawa. Her pass is broken up. Here's Ui Kaihui. It's a scramble for it. Kitagawa spares her own blushes and takes it away. Looking to break forward now with Hadley Barrera. Barrera has to stop up. Barrera, a start in the first round of the playoffs, a substitute appearance in the second round, and now back in the 11. Barrera only made a single start in the regular season, but has become important as this squad has gotten to the end of this campaign. Barrera, the rising Utah State sophomore, one of the youngest players on this Aurora team that's so full of players coming out of their last collegiate season. You could argue that is the prime of a lot of these players, is the spring following their final collegiate season. That's part of what makes this roster so strong from top to bottom. Dubé. Kitagawa. Billy Aaron putting a lot of emphasis on shutting down number 31 in blue, as Loud has to do some work here, and Menti to help out. Loud lost her footing. Just had to shield it in time for Anna Menti to come in and hit the eject button. Kaihui. Straight out wide for Morgan Monolily. Keeps it in touch in a foot race with Dunaway. Monolily won't win the foot race. Dunaway out for a throw. We're going to see some really good duels on either wing. Creative wingers going both ways and great defensive fullbacks both ways. First real look we've seen at the one-on-one between Morgan Monolily and Gracie Dunaway. Dunaway, a great defensive fullback out of Purdue, who's also been important to the attack for Aurora this year. 4 goals, 3 assists in 8 regular season starts. As Barrera is going to try to capitalize on an Anamenti mistake. Couldn't come up with anything on the header attempt. Looking for Kitagawa on the middle. Alicia Barker all over it. And Loud actually does keep that in play. It was looking down to go for a throw. Instead, it'll be recycled by Aurora. Carfanta. Here's Dubé. Guarded by Coran. Here comes the help from Barker. Coran will calmly take it back up to Samia Shell. Neither goalkeeper called into action just yet. Elena Milam and Taylor Fox, accustomed to not having all that much to do as far as saves go. Game to game, these teams aren't conceding a lot of shots on goal, let alone goals. During the regular season for Minnesota Aurora, only 15 saves were needed. They only conceded one. It was off a corner kick. Marisi takes it away off the distribution by Elena Milam. Kitagawa. Kai Hui can't take it all the way out. It's going to fall right back to the feet of Marisi. Dunaway. Mishit it into the parking lot. But as much as these goalkeepers might not have to make show-stopping saves very often, they are so good at those other little intangibles that you do as a goalkeeper that don't show up on a stat sheet. Controlling the back line with great communication, something Elena Milam is excellent at. Of course, controlling the area, claiming high balls into the box. Taylor Fox, goalkeeper that very often has to use her distribution ability. They will often play it all the way back to her in possession. Kitagawa pushes wide. Carfanta. Beautiful body dummy, and here comes Flavi Dubé. Lost the defender entirely, has options in the middle. Dubé takes it herself. It was blocked. Make that a mishit. It did not catch the defender on the way through. Beautiful build-up individually by Flavi Dubé, but the finish can't meet that standard. Pushes it harmlessly wide. Menti ahead of her. Positioned herself good enough to force a weak contact from Dubé, who scored in the last match for Minnesota Aurora. Her fourth goal of the season. She also had her fourth assist of the season in that game, finding Dunaway in the dying embers of the match. Hussein out to the Salmon Bay bench by Olivia Albert and Anna Hoosier. Juju Barker is touched by Leach. Wright's trying to recover. Can't do so. Still no shots on goal either way. Attacking talent on both of these squads. They might just need one shot on goal to open things up. Mercero. Menti, step for step with her. Offsides flag up against Gracie Dunaway. It's a couple of teams where you don't expect a mistake that'll lead to a goal. You expect a goal to come from an individual moment of brilliance, perhaps from a set piece. As I've mentioned, Minnesota Aurora, they're only 2 goals this season conceded, both on set pieces, one from a free kick, one from a corner kick. Could be a dangerous takeaway here from Marisi. Pick the pocket of Maya Loud. Loud trying to recover. Leach making herself available. Marisi instead slowly passes to Dunaway. Leach no way beyond Morgan Monolili. Boughton back for Leach. The defensive lines get set for Salmon Bay. Dunaway's delivery caught in 2 minds was Elena Milam. Header 1 in the box though by the Coho. And they'll break out with Samia Shell. She needs some runners with her. She finds one in the form of Ui Kai Hui. Ui Kai Hui immediately swarmed. Marisi to Dubé. No way through the traffic. Coming together, an exclamation from the crowd. Some frustration from both Barker and Dubé will be receiving the first yellow card of the match from the head referee, Harms. Got entangled with Alicia Barker, and will go to the pocketbook for it.
Really good. Keep going. Hey, Birdie, drop.
See a little jersey tug there, and then just putting the spikes into the leg of Alicia Barker. Incidental contact, but still hard contact. Judged by the referee as a cardable offense. You see Minnesota Aurora, they love to trap on the end line and on the touch line like that. They want to get you stuck on the sides of the pitch. For a team in Salmon Bay that loves to play up the wings when possible, it could provide some difficulty when building out of their own defensive half. Got to put on a move like that. Maya Loud skips right by Marisi and is off into the attacking third. Maya Loud with Hussein on her right. Amira Hussein dispossessed as she tried to turn and find Koran. I'll go all the way back to Taylor Fox. The aggression of the press perhaps more shown on the Minnesota side so far. Still an ability for the Aurora right now to build from the goalkeeper, whereas Salmon Bay, you can see the runners coming right at the back line. That was Hadley Barrera on the press that time. They can't get it cleanly to Morgan Monalili with Kitagawa nearby. Kitagawa has been kept quiet in these playoffs so far. No goals or assists in 2 playoff matches. She's provided a goal or an assist in over 2/3 of Minnesota's games this year, as here comes I. Spins away from the challenge of Alicia Barker, trying to thread it through for Dubé, but the pass was to the wrong end of the defender. Perhaps a bit of a nervy start. That combined with the fact that this is going to be a dogfight throughout. The little battles that happen in every moment of this game are going to be ferocious. Just the battle to get it to the next line of attack. Or win a 50-50 ball at midfield. See right there, Dunaway charges in to send it long. Dubé does well to keep it in touch, but no blue shirts there with her. Minnesota Aurora, they are perfect this season, 14-0-0, but at times have had to do it the hard way. 3 of their wins coming by a single goal. Another foul, and it looks like it's going to be another booking here for a jersey tug. Marisi, no argument. So already 2 Minnesota Aurora players receiving bookings with 22 minutes on the clock. This time you can see Maya Loud's jersey getting tugged down. Referee had a very clear view of it and did not hesitate. For Minnesota, this is easily the best defensive season in their illustrious history. It's the least goals they've ever conceded in a regular season. It's still the least goals they've ever conceded in a season, even with those 2 postseason matches added. Kaiui looked for Shell and couldn't find her. This is perhaps the best defensive unit that this league has ever seen. And we'll see if Salmon Bay have the firepower to break it down, especially considering they are missing their leading goal scorer this season, Ginny Lackey, who has not joined the team for the postseason, returning to collegiate camp with James Madison University. I'll look to the creative force of players like Samia Shell, Morgan Monalili, and the 9 in Amira Hussein. Here is Monalili. Division II star. Out wide to Uwe Kaihui. Hussein over the top. That was always going to be difficult to put on frame, a side foot volley with that kind of pace on the ball, but it's not a bad effort at all from Amira. Well delivered by Uikaihui, driven right at her, and you see Amira Hussein just can't meet it at an awkward height. At the side of the foot to it and couldn't keep it down. Fox distributes over the top of the intended target. It will be a throw in Salmon Bay. Aaron quick to put it back in play for her team. Pre-game message from Aaron. Make this game about yourself. Control the tempo, control possession, make Minnesota chase. 25 minutes in, I don't believe either of these teams has been chasing the game. Milam with Kitagawa and Hadley Barrera lurking, waiting for their moment to press, and it does force an under-hit ball. Marisi in the way. Wright's trying to make up for it. She can at least slow things down and let Salmon Bay get some numbers behind the ball. Those are the kind of moments that can sway the momentum of a game. Can you take advantage of a possession, take advantage of a takeaway, get it into the attacking half of the field? There's a clear miscommunication. Carfonta passes it into nothing. Back to Elena Milam. Harms the referee. Blows play to a stop. She wants an adjustment of... Oh, excuse me. Is this an indirect free kick? Harms has placed the ball on the penalty spot. There seems to be some confusion for Salmon Bay. See the pass back to Elena Milam. Receives it on the end line, kept it in play. Menti, she touched the ball with her hand. She thought it was a goal kick, and she handled the ball. Oh my goodness. This is an unthinkable turn of events in the 26th minute. Anna Menti thought the ball went out for a goal kick, brought it to the edge of the 6-yard box, and adjusted it with her hand. It's a handball, and it's going to be a penalty kick for Minnesota Aurora. It's a mistake you're just never going to see from a player like Anna Menti. I cannot believe that. Well, here's the moment for Minnesota Aurora to find a breakthrough. They've been given a gift. It's Ai Kitagawa against Elena Milam, who saved 2 penalties in the shootout in the first round of the playoffs against Colorado Storm, and her team needs her right now. Anna Menti needs her right now. Kitagawa, the main penalty taker this year for Minnesota Aurora. Much of her attempts have gone high to the right side. Milam read the scouting report. We'll see what she goes with. Kitagawa for a first half lead. Ai converts. It's not how you draw up the opening goal for Minnesota Aurora, but they are in the lead, 1-0. A calamitous error by Salmon Bay FC has put them down 1-0. The visiting crowd loves it. Ai Kitagawa has a dozen in 2026. Sends Elena Milam the wrong way, calmly low to the left side. And how do you recover from that as Salmon Bay, just mentally, to give up a mistake like that, something that nobody saw until the referee was placing the ball on the penalty spot? Salmon Bay now trail against a team that has only allowed 2 in 2026. They're going to need at least 1 to get them back into the game. The first shot on goal is a penalty kick dispatched by Ai Kitagawa. And they put some fire underneath them here and get one back. Barker down the right side. Shoulder to shoulder, can't win the duel against Hannah Boughton. The foul's going to be given against Salmon Bay. That's something you may never see again in a Salmon Bay FC match. So you look again here as Samia Shell steps into the back of Flavie Dubé. Salmon Bay have nothing to complain about. It's the correct call. That is a gut punch for the hosts. Shell, a little bit after is there. She accidentally put a cleat. And it looks like she'll receive a talking to, if not a booking here. And it looks like it is going to be a yellow card. Shell tripped over the player on the ground, and now Amira Hussain's going to have to calm down Samia Shell, who's clearly fiery right now, and you don't blame her. Shell commits a foul right there, clear cut, and referee saying that she didn't do a good enough job of not running into the player on the ground, and a spike into the leg puts her into the pocketbook. As far as the run of play goes, there's still not much, if anything, to separate the two squads. The only thing separating them is a small mental error that ended up being as costly as it can be. Whistle on a free kick for Salmon Bay in their own defensive half. Direct for Hussain. Holds up play and finds Maya Loud. Back through for Ui Kahui. Kahui bends it towards Hussain, takes it down off the chest, trying to turn her way into a shooting lane. Back to net. Coran. No daylight. Recycled. Barker's service. Morgan Monolili right at Taylor Fox. That'll put some fire into the crowd. Morgan Monolili upset that she couldn't find the equalizer right there. She had a free diving header and put it right at the netminder for Aurora. First shot on goal for Salmon Bay. Barker for Ui Kahui. This is something you can't plan for as Salmon Bay. You cannot plan for a mental mistake like that. The crowd disagrees with the call from Harms. As I might have to agree with the crowd right there, that's a situation where Amira Hussain is just too big and strong, and contact from behind her sends the defender to the floor. Side step past the pressing forward. Gets it to Coran. This is as big of a mental test as you're going to get for Salmon Bay. In the stage that they're at, a stage the club's never been at, against a team that has been there. They were at the national semifinal in 2025. They lost to eventual champions Utah United. Left side for Maya Loud. Ui Kahui. Monolily had the lone shot on goal this time, looking to play provider. In towards Hussein with Shell running in on the back post. Shell will chase to keep it in play. Good shield away by Kyra Carfanta. There have been 4 USL-W national champions. 3 of them have beaten Minnesota Aurora on the way. As we look again at that chance for Morgan Monolily, that's a golden opportunity. A beautiful delivery by Juju Barker, who is ready to wheel off in celebration. Monolily just had to put it anywhere but right at Fox. Obviously, tough to do off a diving header. Barker for Shell. A little bit of footwork to get it to Amira Hussein. Kai Hui, the dummy. Monolily trying to get to the end of it. Cleaned by Dunaway. Since that goal's gone in, it's been momentum in favor of the hosts, but that's going to matter unless they can find an equalizer in this first half. Just go to the locker rooms at even. Completely changes the outlook of a match. They've got to do something that only 2 teams have done in 2026 against a squad that's won 14 on the bounce. Menti. Monolily, that's a beautiful first touch. And the give to Ui Kahui. Across here for Corrand. Cleared away, but not out of the area. Shell. She's shut down. Barker. Hussein. Scanning. Slaloming, but cannot find daylight. Does win the corner kick. That's really good work from Amira Hussein. Had to carry around several pressing defenders before playing it off one of them for the corner kick. In the end, off the leg of Kira Carfanta. Corner kicks are a strong suit for Salmon Bay, and they know that this is a game where they might need some magic off a set piece. Both goals the Aurora have conceded this year have been off of set plays. One of them off a corner kick. Shell. Players on the line. Samia puts it to the top of the 6. Menti was up for it. Didn't cleanly connect. Karan can't get it through. Monolily to recycle the attack. Morgan Monolily. Ball roll around 1. Receives contact from the 2nd and will get the free kick. It's got to have a moment of inspiration. You've got the 11 out there to find one for Salmon Bay. You've got an 11 that you're working against that doesn't allow a whole lot of inspiration. Jordan Coran, the Philippines national team representative, to take a free kick from an inviting area. She puts it into an inviting area at the far post, into the middle, it's right at Fox again. Morgan Monolily robbed for the 2nd time in 10 minutes. A point-blank flick header, Fox perfectly positioned to pick it up. A couple opportunities now that Morgan Monolily will wish she was able to dispatch. Wow. Fox had no time to react, but it was right into her chest. Ai Kitagawa carries forward. Barrera. Lovely ball through for Gracie Dunaway. Loud in chase. Dunaway puts it across net. Fumbled briefly. Needs to get clear. A tug of the jersey. Still in there for Ai Kitagawa. Onto her left foot. Odd angle shot over the top. That's not the player you want to give any free range in the box. She wasn't far from finishing that one at the near post. Milam perhaps was shaded a little too close to that far post, and Kitagawa tried to punish. Shell chases after Kira Carfanta out into the Salmon Bay bench area for a throw. Salmon Bay couldn't find a goal in 120 minutes against the Colorado Storm. Found 3 in 90 against Capo in the conference finals. They need at least 1 in 90. Else their season is going to end here at home. This was a tense moment. Milam, it's a good reaction just to get the foot to it and clear it out enough for the defense to get in front of it between her and the goal. Shell was looking for Menti on the back end of that crowd and underhit it a little bit. On a lot of these free kicks and corner kicks, Salmon Bay are looking for number 2, Anna Menti, who is one of the best players on a 50-50 duel that you're going to find. She wins so many of those. Five minutes plus stoppage time left to go in the first 45. Ai Kitagawa's penalty is the difference off a mental error by Anna Menti. Gran. One-two passing. Samia Shell dispossessed. The flow of play has been relatively consistent throughout this first half. You have to say, since that goal went in, Salmon Bay's done well to respond. They've had 2 really good chances, both via Morgan Montalili headers, both of which were stopped by Taylor Fox. Already 2 saves in the first half. Remember, she only had to make around 15 saves through 12 matches in the regular season. She's already over her average per game. This is a Minnesota team that in 2026 has scored more goals than they have conceded shots on goal. There's an endless list of ridiculous defensive stats I could reel out about this Minnesota team. What they've been doing this year has just been next level. Montalili can't get it beyond Carfanta. Dubé splits a couple defenders. New Jerseys gather around the midfield circle and force it out wide to Dunaway. They'll reset to the center backs. These are the moments right here where you see the difference between the Minnesota and Salmon Bay press. Minnesota has been sending runners at the center backs, but some respect from the Coho, just backing off a little bit right at the edge of that Minnesota defensive third and allowing the ball into the midfield. They've been winning a lot of those 50s. And once again, they win possession back.
Birdie, miss big. Miss big.
Hey, it's back more.
You're going to miss big.
Back on the other side of that table. Back on the other side.
Motion on the Salmon Bay bench.
Keep working. Keep the ball.
All 9 subs up and running. Malia Arendt, don't be surprised if she goes to at least 1 change at halftime, down a goal. These are the times when you wish as Salmon Bay to still have some of those attacking threats like Ginny Lackey or Maya Heinsohn. There's still a lot of great strikers throughout this squad, including some late season additions. No rush right now for the Minnesota Aurora. Fox will blast it deep.
That's the ball.
Barker, she's played almost every minute of this club's existence. The center back and the leader, the player who represented the Philippines at the 2023 World Cup, played in all 3 of those games, including a historic win in that final match day for the Philippines. Juju Barker, heavy touch, out for a throw. There's more ex-pro talent on the Salmon Bay team than it is on the Minnesota side. Minnesota almost entirely late-stage collegiate talent. Some real standout all-region, all-conference players up and down the roster for Minnesota Aurora. Dunaway. Kitagawa trying to touch it around Alicia Barker. That's a great recovery from Alicia. She'll pick and pass to Samia Shell. Waiting to see the extra time here. We're certainly going to have a couple minutes with the confusion of that penalty kick. Morgan Monalili. She's been impactful in the first half, but hasn't been able to find the twine. And it will just be a throw as Coran was stopped. Coran flicks it over the top of Dunaway. Racing towards the end line and cutting it back to her right foot. Service to the far post. Strong clearance, but it was hit the wrong way. And it's a corner kick. Set pieces have looked really good for Salmon Bay. They need a little dead ball magic at the stroke of halftime. Watch out for Anna Menti on that far post. You can also look out for the short corner routine. Samia Shell joining Ui Kaihui right in front of the beer garden. Kaihui looks central. Two hands in the air. There it goes right on top of the goal line. Needed the punch from Fox. Headed clearance by Marisi to the top of the area. Still might fall though for Salmon Bay. Now it is put out. It is 3 additional minutes. Salmon Bay, if they are to get a goal, it's looking likely that it'll come off a set play, just with how this match has been going. It's not a shock for this team. They knew what they were up against defensively. Has to be so frustrating for Salmon Bay. They've played excellent. You could make the argument that they've had the better of the chances, better of the possession. It doesn't matter because of the Kitagawa penalty. Menti deep for Coran. Head out in front of the bridge keeper section by Gracie Dunaway. She's been involved on both ends as run the length of the pitch a number of times. More defensive work against Morgan Monalili. Tricky dribbler. Look at that. She puts her on skates. Monalili into the middle. All the way across the box. Hussein can't turn and shoot. Off for Kaihui. It's wide. Morgan Monalili left Gracie Dunaway for dead on the wide area and put it in a good spot. Hussein, patient play to find Ui Kaihui. Didn't cleanly connect with the laces. That's an ankle breaker in the most clearest of terms. Ui Kaihui looked to drive it powerfully low to the near post and just pulled it. That's a third big opportunity that Salmon Bay have had in this game. Milam's only truly been called into action beyond, of course, the penalty kick on one occasion. Minnesota perhaps looking for the last opportunity of this first 45. Kitagawa. Perhaps some game management, just trying to get it to halftime. Suppose nothing to complain about right now for Minnesota on the scoreline. Be pleased to go to the locker room up a tally. They prefer to be up 2, but recovery from Coran. And the halftime whistle goes. A shocking turn of events puts Minnesota 1-0 in the lead. Salmon Bay have been knocking on the door, but they cannot break through the best defense in the league. They've got 45 more minutes to try to do it. We'll be back with second half kickoff shortly here from Interbay Stadium.
day across the U.S. and around the globe, thousands of businesses rely on Venture to keep their operations humming. From payroll and benefits to technology platforms, HR support, and talent solutions, over 3 million employees and their businesses trust Venture will be there for them day in and day out. Over time,
Aurora fans, you're watching the Fox 9 Plus Halftime Report.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for the Aurora Halftime Show. I'm Karen Scullen. The Aurora, of course, are looking to advance to the national championship tonight. But let's start things off here with a look at your forecast. Let's get to meteorologist Erica Mrazek with your weather first. Erica.
Hey, Karen. Today was a hot and sunny day, and more heat and sunshine on the way for the rest of the weekend and basically all of next week. So high temperatures well above average. They're not record-breaking, but they are mid-90s for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And those dew points are starting to get pretty warm as well, so that's what's going to make it feel even warmer. Some days could even feel like the triple digits, specifically Monday, Tuesday. And then after that, temperatures kind of decline just a little bit to the low 90s by the end of next week. Overnight tonight, the low drops to 72 degrees, few clouds just passing by. Tomorrow afternoon, a ton of sunshine, high temperature 93, so a few degrees warmer than today. And then for the evening, if you don't like the heat, that's when it's going to be the most comfortable, 82 with some quiet weather. And then this is your 7-day forecast. You'll see the heat just continues each and every day, especially for Monday and Tuesday. That's when it's going to be the warmest. And then high temperatures go down into the low to mid 90s by Wednesday, Thursday, 92 by Friday, 90 by Saturday. And a very dry 7-day forecast. It's going to be very, very sunny. So grab the sunglasses and have them ready for each and every day for next week. Warm too, highs 90s, overnight lows 70s. So quite a warm mid-July heat wave. Karen?
And it looks like the heat index is going to be up there as well. All right. Thank you, Erica. Well, as Erica mentioned, temperatures are going to be hot here in Minnesota, but other parts of the country are also going to be feeling the heat. The experts say a heat wave will start this weekend and last at least a week, with some temperatures being about 15 to 25 degrees above normal, including at night. The National Weather Service is calling the situation significant and dangerous. They're also urging Americans to take these conditions seriously.
If you're at home and you can't get to a cool place, fill your bathtub with cool water. You know, there are tricks you can do at home to get you through the worst of it. And remember that nights can be just as dangerous as days. If you don't get heat relief at night, that's going to spill out into your daytime experience and become extremely dangerous. So please take it seriously. Heat is not to be played with. It's just as dangerous as a tornado or hurricane. It can kill you just as easily.
The National Weather Service is predicting more than 90 U.S. local temperature records to be tied or broken, and 2/3 of them could be overnight heat records. A 4-year-old is safe thanks to the quick thinking of someone nearby. Now, this all happened in Robbinsdale around 2:45 Friday afternoon. A woman called police saying a child was drowning in Ryan Lake. While calling police, she told others who were at her home. Well, that's when one of them ran out and jumped into the lake to save the child. Thankfully, the boy was conscious and breathing when first responders checked up on him. Summer's busy travel season is in full swing, from people traveling to the cabin to hopping flights overseas. However, gas and fuel prices are affecting how much you could pay for a flight. We spoke to travel experts today who say prices will really depend on where you go.
Airfare is definitely still up overall, but if you look closely and if you look in the right places, there are starting to be some cracks in the wall here. I think airfare is going to start to come down very soon, and we've already seen it start to move in some places in particular. If you're looking at those domestic flights, you need to go down to Kansas City to your cousin's wedding, that's where you're going to pay a lot more than usual for your flight. But if you want to go, for instance, from Minneapolis to Iceland sometime late this summer or this fall, you can find airfare for $395 round trip. That's probably about the same as you pay to go to Kansas City. So right now, the flights to Europe are actually coming down. So if you're willing to look big and think big, you can get some good value on airfare right now.
Olson expects the flight prices in the U.S. to lower during the later summer and into fall. Well, getting on the gridiron for a good cause. Vikings safety Josh Metellus hosting a community day to bring families together through football. The free event took place at TCO Stadium in Eagan and was an afternoon of football, food, and fun. Metellus is hoping to inspire the next generation of athletes, but beyond that, he just wants the kids to come away having a good time.
Kid smiles is what we do it for. You know, if every one of these kids get one smile while they're here, then I won. And you know, the main goal is to have all these kids here having fun, tire them out so their parents can get a little bit of rest when they get home. But for the most part, you know, we're just here to bring up spirits.
Quite the tradition for Metellus. This is the 3rd year the Vikings safety has hosted a football camp here. One of the draws for players joining the Aurora is the opportunity to play in front of the thousands of fans. For Amelia Brown, some of those fans in attendance will include her family members. As she tells our Pierre Nugent, she couldn't imagine a better place with better fans to help her chase her professional dreams.
I am Amelia Brown. I'm a midfielder and I play for Aurora FC.
What drew you to Minnesota Aurora and why did you want to be a part of this organization?
I love Minnesota. I have a lot of family here, and I did play with the Gophers for 2 years, and the thought of having my first summer be in Minnesota, hanging out with my family, I was so excited for that.
How was your experience playing for the Gophers?
Loved it. I got to play with my sister, and our family would come to the game, so loved it.
Do you hope to play professionally?
I hope to, yeah.
How do you think being a member of Aurora might help you get there?
I think just new people, new connections, and just putting myself in a new position and making myself uncomfortable, honestly, in the best way, because I could have just stayed home and been comfortable being around the people I'm always around, but I decided to take a chance, and regardless, I'm going to have a fun summer, so yeah.
What do you think you'd be doing if you weren't playing?
Probably coaching.
Yeah?
Yeah, probably coaching.
You love the game that much?
Yeah. I coached a middle school team. Shout out to Sedgefield Middle School. We were undefeated. So, yeah.
What is it about the game that has you just continuously being drawn to it and want to continue a possible career in it?
I would say it's just fun. I feel like that's why everyone starts playing soccer. It's fun, and that's why I still want to keep playing and still want to try and keep playing professionally. It's just so fun, and being able to inspire the younger generation.
What do you think you're looking forward to the most about playing for this team?
I think I'm really excited for the home game atmosphere. I haven't really experienced an Aurora game ever, so I haven't even really watched a lot of the USL-W game, so I'm so excited to experience it in person.
So you played for NC Courage, now you play for Minnesota. Walk me through the pathway in terms of going from there to here now and what you hope to get out of being a member of this club.
Yeah, so I am from North Carolina originally. I played for NC Courage, the youth team, for the club team, and then when they had the USL-W team, played there for 4 years, I guess, and then graduated in December, and Jen reached out, said that she was interested and wanted to hop on a call, and I wasn't really thinking much. I was like, okay, I'll see what she has to say. And yeah, I think it really just intrigued me, just everything that this community, like, it's just such a community here at Aurora, and that's something I'm not really used to, because even at NC Courage, like, we would win a lot of games, but there's not a lot of people there. So to know that, like, no matter what, like, we're winning, losing, and we're gonna have a support system there, that just makes it so fun. And yeah, hopped on the call. I was really excited. I reached out to my aunt. I was like, I'm thinking of coming up to Minnesota to play for the summer. She was like, do it! Do it! I'll find a bed. I'll find whatever. So yeah, I'm sleeping on her friend's kid's bed, but he's a baby right now, so it's my bed right now.
Good for her. And that's going to do it for your Aurora halftime show. Thanks for joining us. Up next, the second half of the national semifinal against Salmon Bay FC. Have a great rest of your night, and go Aurora.
USL-W champions have beaten Minnesota Aurora in the postseason. This is a club that if you want to win a natty, you just have to get through them. And Salmon Bay right now have a long road to try to get through the Minnesota Aurora. The mantra for this team has been just keep swimming. It's upstream right now, but the crowd's behind them. And if they can find a magic moment, they're right back in it. 45 more minutes or more to decide the second finalist in 2026. Morgan Monolili making her third start of the season and her first of the postseason, the hero in the first playoff game of 2026 for Salmon Bay. The game-winning penalty kick in the 6th round of the shootout against Colorado Storm after a substitute appearance where she had a great opportunity, saved on a couple occasions, struck the post late on in added time. She's been a super sub, but she's going to have to play extended minutes today with a roster that's had to be highly rotated. Minnesota Aurora, they've kept the vast majority of their starters from throughout this season. It's players that know how to play with each other have been doing it so well this summer, to the tune of 14 wins, no draws, no losses. Shell is going to be asked to take that throw in a little bit further back by Harms, the head referee. Harms not making friends in the crowd tonight, giving the penalty kick, but you have to say it's absolutely the right call to award that penalty kick against Salmon Bay. Just a mental lapse from Anna Menti. Handles the ball in the box. That's a spot kick by the letter of the law, and well spotted by Harms. It's always going to be a difficult game for her to officiate, as this is going to be chippy. This is going to be aggressive. There's already been 3 bookings in the match, 2 for Minnesota, 1 for Salmon Bay. Menti to Loud. Monolili's the recipient right beyond the stripe. She had some dazzling play at the feet in the first half, including putting Gracie Dunaway on her backside in the wide area before putting a ball into the area late on in the first half. Loud plays it off the back of an Aurora defender. Ui Kai Hui. Stretch forward to Amira Hussein. Karan back for Kai Hui. Without a goal or an assist in postseason play so far, but she was so instrumental during the regular season was Ui Kai Hui. Here's Wrights out to Maya Loud. She has Morgan Monolili in field. Body feint and a step into the middle. Can't split past Dunaway. Gracie Dunaway has just been everywhere for Minnesota. Involved on the attack, down the right wing, and has so often been the player who's had to win those one-on-one defensive battles, has done so on most occasions. Hussein. Loud has to chase, does well to win a corner. Make that a throw-in. That is close to, if not the attendance record for Salmon Bay today. Over 1,500 in attendance at Interbay Stadium. It is the attendance record broken for the second time in 2026. For the biggest match in the club's history, easily. It's been 3 consecutive biggest matches in club history, and they've delivered in the first 2 of this postseason. And if they can get it done once again against Minnesota Aurora, it would be a real statement of intent. And it would be a matchup with the Vermont Green in the national final. It would be a rematch across USL-W, USL-2. Of course, Ballard FC making the finals against Vermont last summer. And the Green coming out victorious. Koran felt some contact, went down. Referee says no foul. Picked back off by Juju Barker. Koran into the middle, is deflected on net, and Fox had to react. Well tracked, claimed at the near post. Taylor Fox, the South Carolina class of 2025 grad, played 5 years for South Carolina, has also represented the U.S. Youth National Team at U16 and U18 level. Is trained at the NWSL level with Orlando Pride. Just an excellent goalkeeper. Started 10 during the regular season and postseason and only gave up 2 goals. Maya Loud. Trying to combine with Ui Kai Hui. You can see the trap on the wide areas by Minnesota Aurora coming back into play. Loud, one of the many University of Washington talents on this squad. Barker passed it off to Menti, and Menti, another Husky. Third team All Big Ten his last collegiate season. A local product out of Roosevelt High School. See a lot of local talent, one of the best talent-producing regions in the nation here in the state of Washington, the city of Seattle. Elena Milam, the goalkeeper, a Ballard High School grad. Just down the street across the Ballard Bridge from Interbay Stadium. She cemented herself as a early club legend in the first couple years of this club's existence. Had to miss much of the 2026 regular season because of roster restrictions with professional contracts. She was coming off a pro stint in Germany. Had to wait 30 days till the end of that contract to rejoin the club. There's Monalili dancing once again. This time a heavy touch at the end of it gives enough time for Minnesota to clear. 5 minutes into this second half, it is Salmon Bay controlling more of the possession. Haven't created too much with it yet. Direct ball for Monalili. Once again, Tracy Dunaway doing enough. Tonight's final World Cup game has gone final. Argentina beat Switzerland. So if you're not watching this match, I don't know what you're doing. Samia Shell. Kai Hui. Loud signals runners forward. Shell backed into a corner, gives it away. And Swar Marisi. And it's a throw in for Minnesota Aurora. Of course, a shout out to all the watch parties happening in both Seattle and in Minnesota. Rough and Tumble, Stoop Brewing, Black Heart out in Minnesota. A watch party going on right now, supporting the Aurora. Picked a great match to watch. It's a stage that the Aurora have become accustomed to. Their third semifinal. They won their semifinal in 2022, lost it last year. Trying to make their first trip back to a championship game in 5 seasons. Crowd trying to get behind this Salmon Bay squad. Dangerous takeaway by Curran. The feed back for Jordan Curran from Amira Hussein. What defensive work. Put in on the transition to shut that down. Needed an individual bit of calm, and they found it. And they'll look to build down the other side. Here's Maya Loud streaking in and taking it away. Loud right to the teeth of the defense. Amira Hussein lost it. Kept in by Curran. Ui Kai Hui blocked at the top. Morgan Monalili, a little more dribbling magic. Monalili into the area, onto the top of the 6. Corral, Jordan Curran on net, wide. Signs of life as Salmon Bay push for the equalizer. This time they're not able to trouble Taylor Fox. Morgan Monalili has been fun to watch on the left side. It has been show-stopping move after show-stopping move from number 12. Just needs the end product. An inaugural season for Salmon Bay FC. There was so much great play throughout the squad. The end product, though, in front of net was lacking at times. It's why they missed the playoffs. It was a frustrating 120 minutes in the first round of the playoffs this year against the Colorado Storm. Many chances, no goals. Had to get it done in a shootout. No more time to wait for a clinical finish as Minnesota go direct, and they've got chances up ahead. Milam's going to be one-on-one. She got a piece of it. Kick save and a beauty from Elena Milam keeps Salmon Bay in it. Clavi Dubé clearing on net. She does not miss a lot of those. Look at that from Elena Milam. Gets the leg down and denies the nutmeg attempt. Ai Kitagawa receives a bit of contact, and it will be a free kick. Jostle for the ball, and Anna Menti coming in at the last there is the one to commit the foul. Menti, of course, is going to be eager to make up for her mistake. She has had such a great season and such a great postseason as well. She's played every minute of the postseason and almost every minute of the regular season for the Coho. Was a midfielder last year and has shifted into a defensive role at center back in 2026 for the Coho. And has shifted so well as Monolili on the intercept. Done away the recovery. Fox distributes. Samia Shell making life difficult, and they'll have to keep it in on the touchline. Launch it back up for Alicia Barker to bring down. Shell put it behind Ui Kahui. Boughton. Morisi. Morisi done away. The Boilermaker. I want to look at an early shout for player of the game for Minnesota Aurora. Gracie Dunaway has been doing everything and then some for the Central Conference champions. Another look at this foul right here is Samia Shell receiving the wrong end of that challenge from Kira Carfonta. Albert, chased by Shell. Rachel Wrights gets ahead to it at the midfield. Coran. Between a couple and back for Alicia Barker. Lauren Coran, just 1 goal, 1 assist this season. It doesn't represent what she brings to the field. She does so much on both ends of the pitch, as does Maya Loud. Gets her way past the midfield. Barker. Samia Shell. This is where she made magic in the conference final. This time she's forced to play it back and played it behind Juju Barker. There'll come a point in this match where you just have to feed those attacking stars. Monolili and Shell, chief among them right now. Ui Kahui. Lifts one for the other post. Just tapped. Shell trying to get to it on the far end. Would have had an open net. Clearance saves the day. Wrights. A battle of the fans going on right now as the visiting section gets loud and the home fans respond in turn. Barker for Shell. Can't go 1-2-3 centrally. Samia Shell, a bit of frustration there. It's Carfonta. She's got to be careful. She's on a yellow card. Shove with the left hand. Not difficult for Harms to spot. Shell, a proven player in tournament play. She was the Big Ten tournament MVP in 2025 as UW completed the conference and tournament double. Of course, a historic season for UW soccer. The Big Ten regular season and tournament champs on the women's side, the national champs on the men's side. Shell, the star at UW. And she's needed right now for the Coho. Keep their season alive. 60 minutes gone. 30 or more left to play. Dunaway breaks free. Beyond Maya Loud. Into the area. Loud catches up with her. Gets a foot in. That's an all-out sprint from Maya Loud to deny Gracie Dunaway. So we're going to see our first substitution of the match. That's Angela Gutierrez. A rising senior for Drake University to come into the game. Marisi is going to go to the bench. Gutierrez is a rotation player this year, 2 goals on the season. Coran. Barker scans and finds Shell. Return for Juju Barker. Dubé every step with her, right down to the end line. Corner kick. By my count, over half of the corner kicks for Salmon Bay have led to one shot or another. You have to make a set play count in a game like this. This is a squad that drills these corners so much. They've scored from Olympicos, they've scored from short corners, they've scored from far post crosses. There's no shortage of ways that they can hurt you from the corner flag. Samia Shell alone with the delivery. It is the far post. Back in by Coran, and it's going to go out for a goal kick. They find Coran, the runner, from the top of the box, but that's not the contact she's looking to. She wants to put that back into the mixer. Was just a step late to it. Menti direct. Clear out by Haley Mercero. For Angela Gutierrez, the substitute addition for Minnesota, it's her second appearance in the playoffs. She did not appear in the conference finals, played 23 minutes in the conference semis. Free kick Salmon Bay. They'll take it quick. I get back off and running into this attack and looking for Ui Kaiui. That was deflected last off of Minnesota. Fox has to race to keep it from another corner. And she will go down to get it. Looks to roll it out and rolled it right with some pressure. Salmon Bay dictating things. Have to find a moment. Can Coran provide it? She can provide a corner. The Fish faithful know the importance of every single one of these. This time it's Ui Kahui in place of Samia Shell, who's there as a short option. Have to watch for the left foot of Shell if they do go short. Kahui, high lofted ball, far post, bobbled in the area and cleared. Last line of defense is only able to play it to Dubé. And Samia Shell right there to take it back. You're seeing a lot of fight from these Salmon Bay players right now. This is about as well organized and well drilled a defense as you're going to find in the nation. Great goalkeeper at the back as well. Hussein down for Kaiui. Monolili calling for it. Kaiui gets it to her. Monolili 1-on-2. Morgan Monolili, another nutmeg. This time it was recovered. Referee says play on. Wright's back to her feet from distance wide. Everyone stopped for a moment, and Wright's tried to take advantage. Don't blame her at all for trying it. She doesn't score a whole lot, but that was well struck. I've watched a lot of Morgan Monolili, but tonight she's got a little bit extra in those boots. The one-on-ones have been so entertaining. Like it was covered by Fox to her right side. Shell's deep. Hussein was there centrally. If Shell had been able to put it down the middle, Amira Hussein might have been in. She just pulled it a little bit. Fox controls outside of her area. She'll roll it out. Put a line drive straight at Anamenti. Hui Kai Hui. She turned on the afterburners. She's got Dunaway ahead of her. Keep that in touch. She did. Minnesota for a second thought it was out for a throw, but Kai Hui walked the line. Morgan Montalili stopped that. Well, Salmon Bay, they need to have the central attack get on the end of a moment or two that's created in the wide areas. You've got Morgan Montalili and Samia Shell doing everything they can right now, but you've got just over 20 minutes. You cannot make a mistake when that moment falls to you. You might just get one clear-cut chance. They've already had a couple. We'll have a stoppage here as Maya Loud is down on the turf. We have not yet seen a change from Malia Aaron. I mentioned in the pregame, this is a roster for Salmon Bay for this semifinal that's a little bit depleted. Maya Heinsohn has had to leave the squad. Ginny Lackey not joining them for the playoffs. There's 3 different players that were added to this roster for Salmon Bay before this game who have not suited up for the Coho ever. Joda Ukakel, Mireya Gray, and Amaya Armstead. Khalees Barton and Kaya Singh also in the roster. They have only been added for the postseason. They both came in late in the conference finals. As you can see Loud right there, just pulling up off the ball. It's never what you want to see. Being stretched out right now. Hopefully just a cramp. Loud rejoining the team for this match after missing the first 2 of the playoffs. She will be helped back up to her feet. There's substitutes getting ready, and it is going to be a change for Malia Arendt and Salmon Bay. That is it for Maya Loud. Khalees Barton is coming onto the pitch. The Washington State University and University of Central Florida standout. A player who can provide a physical boost to a team. She was a track star at Renton High School. She was a 2-time state champion in the 800 meters, was Khalees Barton. She'll look to provide some pace down the wing. This is a player with some pro experience in England, most recently for Rugby Borough. 77 career collegiate appearances. Made an Elite 8 with Wazoo in 2019. Gutierrez tried to touch it forward. Barrera was up the middle, but it was over her head and dealt with by Alicia Barker. Chested down for Hui Kai Hui. Montalili makes herself available on the left wing. Morgan Montalili goes to work again. Puts the defender on the floor again, but this time the slide puts it away. Menti's direct service. No pink shirts there. Montalili, deft first touch. A return for Morgan. Cuts it onto her left foot with a scoop turn. And finally they win it away from her. Confident turn by Ai Kitagawa. Sprays it out into space. Dubé. Minnesota have been only working on the counterattack in this second half. Alicia Barker, that's a strong shoulder-to-shoulder. Referee says play on. Some bully ball from Alicia Barker takes it back for Salmon Bay. Anamenti to Morgan Monalili. Barton is making the overlap on the left side, but Monalili's going to carry centrally. Can't go 1-2 with Amira Hussein. 70 minutes gone. 20 minutes stoppage time, possible added time left. A date with the Vermont Green in the national championship game on the line. Jordan Coran. 2 pink shirts in the middle. It was played off the defender. Kerfonta jumping in front of it. It was a very difficult cross to block. Kerfonta had to time that to a T, and she did. Here's Juju Barker. Left foot roller, nowhere near a friendly jersey. Ai Kitagawa trying to start a counter. Minnesota, they've been falling further and further back into their defensive formation. The midfield diamond has been shifting into a defensive midfield. They'll be able to help themselves out, help the tempo out with a free kick near the midfield stripe. Stepping in the back there is Alicia Barker. Right down the middle, and Barker's there. One for Minnesota defense to chase. St. on the press, easily put away by Albert. Dancing in the midfield. It's a nasty little coming together on a 50-50. Both players back up to their feet quickly. Khalees Barton, the new substitute in for Salmon Bay, is a former Minnesota Aurora player. One of the couple of players overlapping between these two rosters. And against her old team, trying to help save it. Maybe push it to added time. Juju Barker. Shell right to the feet of Sky Leach. Won it back though, Coran, and a whistle gives it back to Minnesota. Would have been a dangerous spot to get it taken away. You can see Shell there as going down a little bit easily as Sky Leach, but in some pain on the left side. Might have just come up with a cramp as she went into that 50-50 duel. Some real pain. The trainer will have to come out. It means that Leach will have to go to the sideline at least momentarily, if not permanently, if she is subbed out here. Already one substitution made by Minnesota. There's the introduction of Angela Gutierrez in place of Thalia Marisi. And it'll give a chance for Salmon Bay to talk things over. The Bushkeepers watch on. The Ultras group for both Salmon Bay and Ballard FC trying to keep the energy high. They brought the Flares to start off this game, and kind of spark and fire is exactly what Salmon Bay need injected into them right now. Amira Hussein, the ex-pro University of Washington star, leading by example, talking her team through it. As is the new introduction, Khalees Barton. This is experience trying to lead the way. You saw Alicia Barker also talking things over. A nervous crowd at Interbay Stadium. They haven't seen a loss since 2025. A 1-0 loss against the West Seattle Road is the only time this club has been beaten at Interbay Stadium. They're unbeaten in their last 10, but Minnesota are perfect in their last 14, all 14 of this season. Their last loss was in last year's semifinal against Utah United, who would go on to win it all. And Minnesota don't want the same fate in 2026. This time they want to get to the final, get a chance to win their first ever title, a title that they'll feel has been coming since year one. A club that has never lost in the regular season. 5 straight division titles. Back into the middle. Tapped off of Milam, but the flag was up against Angela Gutierrez. No argument from her. It was a good run and a well-weighted ball, but Gutierrez made the run too soon. Can't put it in a much better spot for Gracie Dunaway. Gracie Dunaway's just run a marathon in this match. He's had to deal with one of the most creative players on the field in Morgan Monolili defensively, and has then had to get involved in the attack as well. Elise Barton to chase underneath the scoreboard. 15 minutes to go. Salmon Bay have not been shut out at home this season. Coho, in fact, have not been shut out at all this season. Their lone draw of 2026 at Interbay, 1-1 against the Portland Cherry Bombs. They drew Snohomish 3-3 on the road. They lost to West Seattle 2-1 on the road. Avenged that with a 2-1 win. They came from behind in the final game of the regular season against Snohomish to win it 2-1. They got it done in a shootout in the first round of the playoffs. They controlled the conference finals. Down the line from Shell, Jordan Coran. Faked the cross, left foot, far side, Monolili's header, it's saved and held. Third header on net by Morgan Monolili. Third time Taylor Fox has then been there to save the day. Olivia Albert, the center back, no nonsense with it. Beautiful line splitting pass to Jordan Coran. Samia Shell. Shell on the first touch into the middle. Won't get to a friendly jersey. Ai Kitagawa. Can she lead a charge down the other way? It's been all Salmon Bay in this second half. Really the lone clean chance of the game was the penalty kick. Aside from that, Salmon Bay could certainly say they've been the better of the two teams. None of that matters in the postseason, an elimination game. It's just those little moments that separate squads of this caliber, and right now the moment is the penalty kick. Jelena Zbilic, a club legend for Minnesota Aurora, trying to come in to shut up shop. The captain in 2025 comes on with the captain's armband here in 2026. As we look back at this chance for Morgan Monolili, that one a little further away from Fox, but hard to get much power on a header like that as you run away from it. Ai Kitagawa still a little hobbled as she took a hit on the back of the leg. Jelena Zbilic has appeared in 45 of 57 all-time matches that the Minnesota Aurora have played. She's been with the club since year one. A former University of Minnesota Golden Gopher. She's top 5 all-time in minutes and matches played for the club. She's got 4 goals, 2 assists all-time. She's the exact calm, cool head of reason and experience that this team needs to lead them through, as Ai Kitagawa really having some trouble getting off the field. She will walk off on her own power. We'll see if she will look to come off the field, it seems. Favoring that left foot. Her goal as it stands is the difference between another semifinal loss and a trip to the national final for Minnesota. A player that you were always going to rely on to be able to convert a penalty in a big spot. She's had one of the best regular seasons in club history. She's got 12 goals. And Minnesota are 10 plus minutes away from giving her at least one more game to add to that tally. Shell dribbles infield. Had it touched by Carfanta. Spielic's 7th appearance of the season has been used mostly as a sub during the regular season. Slide tackle puts Khalees Barton to the turf. Spielic did score a late goal to cap off a first-round victory this year in the postseason in the conference semis. Got a clear chance in the last 5 minutes and made it certain, made it 2-0. Menti direct over the top. Shell might fall for her here. Takes it down off of Hussein, too heavy. Clearance blocked. Wrights. Find a pass forward. Menti can to Morgan Monolili. Spins away from pressure and looks for a release valve. Finds it in the form of Rachel Wrights. Shell. In her office. Onto her left foot. Curling one to the far post. First ball out by Minnesota. Wrights has it down. Can't corral.
Good Menti, good Menti.
We're going to see a decent amount of added time in this game as the offsides flag is up. We've had a few injury breaks, a few substitutions. I'd expect at least 3 or more. Players coming off the field injured on both ends. Minnesota are happy to control things as much as they can, keep possession, keep it on this side of the field. With the way the second half has gone, it really does seem like game management mode. Take some time off the clock. Slow down the tempo. The quicker this game gets, the more it's going to favor Salmon Bay. You want to lull this game to sleep if you're Minnesota. Substitution will help the cause of slowing down the tempo for Minnesota. So the signal was for the substitute, but Minnesota elect instead to play on. Barker wins the 50 in the air over the top of Dubé. Juju Barker, though, can't get her foot around it, and here is the substitution for the Aurora. It's a double. Hello, Yongi among them. Amelia Brown, UNC Charlotte Jr. is the other player who's going to come in. Brown's first postseason appearance. For Yongi, the Portland State Viking. Senior season completed in 2025 for Yongi at Portland State. Finished her career with over 5,000 minutes in the Big Sky. Two-time Big Sky All-Conference selection, a first-team selection as a senior in 2025. Roulette from Samia Shell. That puts some life into the crowd, but the pass at the end of it didn't connect with Amira Hussein. Wrights brings it under her spell. Spreads the field to Khalees Barton. Egged on by the crowd. Monolili was behind it. Menti back for Wrights. He's pulling the strings in defensive midfield. Tries to set up another one. Juju Barker. Coran. 3 blue shirts around her. Tried to slip it down the touchline for Shell to chase and couldn't keep it in touch. And here's a big change. Morgan Monolili is off the field after an entertaining 85 minutes. And it's a big spot for the debut of Mireya Gray, the Jamaican national team member. Shell right into Gray. Her first touch, the shot that goes wide. That was Amira Hussein. Immediate life. That took a touch on the way through. It's a corner kick. Gray was waiting in the middle. Herrera Gray has 8 caps with the Jamaican national team. She's scored an international goal. Trying to be a late trump card. Kaihui's corner, right on top of the box. It strikes the woodwork. Almost an Olympico from Ui Kaihui. Recycles through Koran. Touches it beyond one. Can't get beyond the second. Dubé off to the races. Can't beat Alicia Barker for pace. Lily, a warm round of applause as she leaves. Leah Aaron just throwing everything she can out there right now. Gray has never suited up for Salmon Bay before. This is her debut for the Coho. Would be quite the story if she could be the hero, find an equalizer. She's centrally as an attacker right now alongside Kaihui and Hussein. Barker in a battle with Angela Gutierrez. Gutierrez slides to put it out into the tunnel. 87th minute. Koran flicks through for Amira Hussein. Possession all the way in favor of Salmon Bay in this second half, but Minnesota's defense has stood tall, as they have all season. Koran bends one in, header away by Aurora. Barker to keep it going. Gutierrez slows her down. Alicia Barker steps up and tries to put it through towards Hussein. Now will find Amira. Koran, one-on-one. Far post. Scramble in the box. Hussein went down. Referee waves her finger. Didn't look like much contact. Hussein straight back up. Gray to keep it in bounds as Khalees Barton, the 2 substitutes. Menti wanting more than anyone right now for Salmon Bay to find an equalizer. She serves one in. Flick to the back post. Koran racing to it with Fox. They collide. It's still in play. It's a point to the spot. It's a penalty. I can't believe it. In the 89th minute, Salmon Bay have a chance to equalize. It's a yellow card for Taylor Fox. Fox is incensed. Colliding with Koran as they both race to get it at the end line. A quick whistle. And we'll see who steps up here for Salmon Bay. A penalty kick made it 1-0 for Aurora. And the Coho could equalize in the dying embers of regulation. Fox still arguing the call. She goes over the back of the defender. It's a tough call to make. Not often you see the goalkeeper getting that call against them. It is Ui Kaihui. She dispatched one calmly late on in the shootout against the Colorado Storm. Salmon Bay converted 5 of their 6 penalties in that shootout. And Kaihui was one of the most convincing among those 5 makes. Taylor Fox has been in penalty shootouts in the NCAA tournament. She could make one of the biggest saves of her career right here. Silence falls over the crowd at Interbay Stadium. All eyes on Ui Kaiui. It's just Kaiui and Fox. A kick to tie it. Salvation! Ui Kaiui has evened it up in the 90th! The Coho just keep swimming. And they send Interbay into pandemonium. We're not done yet. We've got a new ball game. Fox went the right way. It didn't matter. Well struck, well placed. In the biggest of big moments, Ui Kaiui. Pink smoke fills the air. We still might have some action in regulation. Still no word on added time. We're a minute into added time right now. Another yellow card issued. Ui Kaiui, she'd been waiting for that moment all postseason. She'd had some great deliveries that weren't finished in the first couple of rounds. She had a couple of great saves against her in the first couple of rounds. But when it came down to it, she was absolutely there for the moment. The card, it looks like it's against Amelia Brown, the substitute. Pink haze in the air at Interbay. This is what it's all about right here. Barker is their chance to find a winner for Salmon Bay. Right into the box. Gray touches it in towards Samia Shell. Shell can't get a shot off. And she commits the foul at the end of it. They knock it around the back. Here comes the press from Hussein. Still awaiting word on added time. 3 minutes into it, I'd expect to see at least 5. As I've said, it's been all Salmon Bay in this second half. They look more likely of the two teams, as it looks like the referees right now trying to figure out how much added time there is, as Harms talks with the fourth official, Isabel Trujillo. And play is blown on. Boughton throws it in. Dubé. Lovely spin, but can't get it by Gray. Still with Minnesota. Back for Dubé. Miss hit. Oh, fall. And they're going to give a foul. Hit as she released it. Zbielich. Minnesota Aurora, after leading 1-0 in the conference finals, had it tied up against Pittsburgh Riveters and then found an extra time winner to win the Central Conference for a second straight season. And now they've got a chance to shock this stadium. They haven't had a sniff of goal the last 45 minutes, but this is a good spot for Zbielich. She's got a rocket of a shot. She scored from a long way out in her illustrious Minnesota career, and she's all alone with this free kick. It's a 4-player wall for Salmon Bay. Milam trying to get ready for it. Spilic puts it into the middle. It's well delivered. It's right at Milam. Catches it up by the teeth, and a sigh of relief. "90 minutes is not enough." For the second time in the postseason in 2026, Interbay Stadium will host some free soccer. It's added time in the national semifinals. Kitagawa, a penalty kick to make it 1-0. Kaihui, with all the pressure of the world on her shoulders, makes it 1-1 in the 90th. And we've got 30 more minutes to play. We will be right back after a short break for added time live from Interbay Stadium. "90 minutes gone, at least 30 more left to play. We may see penalty kicks for a second time in this postseason at Interbay Stadium. For the third time in 2026, Minnesota Aurora have conceded in a match. It's Ui Kaihui from the spot after 90 minutes to make it 1-1. A second half which was dominated by Salmon Bay. We look again at the call on the penalty kick, a call that Taylor Fox, the goalkeeper, did not agree with. She went over the top of Jordan Coran. The referee points to the spot. Our camera 2 operator, Sarah Kraft, she's informed me that the assistant coach for Minnesota Aurora was telling Taylor Fox which way to shoot. She had the scouting report on Ui Kaihui. Fox went the right way. It did not matter. It was too good of a penalty from Ui. And it needed to be. With a great goalkeeper, one of the biggest moments this club's ever seen. Kaihui, her second converted penalty of this postseason. There's a chance they're going to need her again. The last time it went to extra time, we had to go to a shootout. We'll see if that happens again today. We're underway. Salmon Bay, Minnesota Aurora, added time for a trip to the national final. Salmon Bay will knock it around the back. Down the right side with Samia Shell. Stopped up by Ui Kaiui. There's the substitute, Khalees Barton. Rolls it into the middle and rolls it past Amira Hussein. A brace in the last round for Hussein. One of the lead candidates to try to be a hero. Right down the middle from Minnesota Aurora. Alicia Barker needed to step in and did it. Coming into this game, knowing the fact that Salmon Bay lost some of their depth from the regular season, lost some of their stars, I was thinking to myself that if this game did get pushed to added time, that Minnesota might have the advantage. This is a very deep roster that has stayed consistent throughout the year and into the postseason. They have not lost stars to the collegiate ranks at the same rate that Salmon Bay has. Salmon Bay, they've looked the more convincing of the two sides through 90, but how long can they keep that up? Minnesota has come out with some good energy here to start off at added time. So many times in this club's history, they have been denied in the postseason by the smallest of margins. The only final they ever made was in 2022, the first ever final against Tormenta. They lost that game in extra time, 2-1. Salmon Bay trying to doom them to a similar fate in this year's semifinal. As player down on the right side is Samia Shell. Shell right at the touchline. Looks like she's going to need some attention from the trainer. Instructions still being given out by the Minnesota bench. Shell, a player that Salmon Bay just cannot afford to come out of this game. Attacking leader, the all-time leading goal scorer for the club, is someone who you want in there to find that one magic moment or, of course, try to take a penalty kick. You might give the nod to Salmon Bay in penalties. They've already won a shootout this year after a couple saves from Elena Milam. They've got a more experienced roster. They've got some ex-pros on their team, older players who might be more ready for a penalty shootout. And the signal right now is that Samia Shell's not going to be able to continue. That's a tough blow for Salmon Bay. And where does Malia Ehret go to on the bench? Amongst the substitutes remaining on the bench for Salmon Bay, none of them have scored a goal this season. The only player on the bench right now for Salmon Bay with a goal contribution is Caroline Studebaker. She had an assist in the home opener, a game where Salmon Bay scored 9. Jody Ukekel, the ex-pro, was brought in for these kind of situations. She's one of the two forwards on the bench. Morgan Monolili, of course, has already gone to the bench. It is Caroline Studebaker who comes in. She's the player off the bench with the most minutes for Salmon Bay this season. The rising Harvard sophomore, former star in the Washington High School game at the Bear Creek School. This is her 8th appearance of the season. She made 11 minutes as a sub in the conference finals against Colorado Storm. That's when that game was already put to bed. 2-0, soon to be 3-0 at that point. Studebaker, she's going to need to put in a shift right here in the stead of Salmon Bay's all-time goals leader, Samia Shell, who will be heartbroken to miss the rest of this match. She didn't have the legs for it in the end. Trying at the top of the box and putting it down the right side for Gracie Dunaway to run onto. Does she have some late heroics still in her? Dubé, top of the 6-yard box. First header away by Salmon Bay. Back into the area by Amelia Brown. Nothing doing. Easy collection for Elena Milam. Milam rolls it out of the top of her area. Brown with the first header out. Direct down the middle. Menti rises up. She's more relieved than anyone to see Ui Kaihui convert. So much credit to Anna Menti. She's played every minute of this postseason and for the most part has been almost flawless for Salmon Bay. 210 minutes coming into this game in the postseason. Converted a do-or-die penalty in the shootout against the Colorado Storm and has been locked down at center back. Salmon Bay have not conceded from open play in these playoffs. They look out wide for Dunaway, who looks like Gracie Dunaway's got some tired legs. Don't blame her at all. She's limping a little bit as she runs down the sideline. She has made countless forays up and down the touchline. And she is still pushing forward. The free kick's going to go against Salmon Bay. Brown briefly down to the turf, back up to her feet. It's feeling like deja vu for Minnesota. An organization that has done everything right since the very beginning, right now have to earn themselves a shot at a second ever final on the road in unfriendly territory. Kaihui splits the wickets of the defender. Through for Khalees Barton. Barton carries herself right at Fox. Kaihui steps in the way. She still looks fresh out there. Played the full 120 in the first round of the playoffs. We look back at the reason that Minnesota have their goal. Miscommunication, Anna Menti. She heads that one away, touching a ball in the box, and Kitagawa punishing the mistake. Here's the outside of the boot pass. Gutierrez, the substitute, onto her right foot, plays it back now. Dubé lets one loose, held by Milam. The ever-dangerous Flavie Dubé taking a chance to put one on frame. Doesn't trouble Milam. Dubé, 16 points in her most recent collegiate season at Memphis. On road to a conference title, she was an all-conference player. She scored 6 and assisted 4 in 2025. Teammates with Minnesota's leading scorer, Ai Kitagawa, who has had to come out of this game after picking up an injury to the right leg. Players to watch coming into this game on both sides are on the bench, and Kitagawa and Shell. It's time for someone to step up. Next player up. It's the mantra for both Minnesota and Salmon Bay. Garfonta can't keep it in play in front of the visiting crowd, which once again makes their voices heard. Ray lost it. Played off of Caroline Studebaker and away. Studebaker coming off a debut season at Harvard where she made 11 appearances, scored her first collegiate goal against Boston. It's not a situation that Malia Arendt wanted to be thrust into, to start going deeper and deeper into the bench in added time, but around the 85th minute, down 1-0, she would have done anything to be pushed into extra time, and she got it from Ui Kaihui after the penalty won by Jordan Coran. Dubé lifted forward for Menti. battling for it. It's Yongi. Back for Yongi. Running straight at the defense and now has to play with her back to net. Cycles at the top to Amelia Brown. 100 minutes gone. Triple digits on the clock for the second time this season and the second time in the history of this club. Fox under some pressure from Hussein, but calmly plays it forward to Brown. That lovely touch right behind her. No look to Gutierrez. Gutierrez straight at net. Milam couldn't come out to claim it, and Menti didn't hit the clearance how she wanted to. Both benches on their feet, and it's another player down on the ground. This time it's Jordan Coran, and once again, it looks like the depth is needed for Salmon Bay. The referee immediately signaling to the bench. A moment that gave Minnesota their goal. Tai Kitagawa making no mistake, sending Milam the wrong way. And on the other end, the foul committed by Fox, the goalkeeper, on Coran, who will now have to leave the field. Hui Kai Hui, ice in her veins. Fox went the right way, couldn't get a fingertip to it. Thrown into the wide area. It's Kaya Singh, the Kennedy Catholic high schooler, commit to the University of Portland. A postseason edition, and the youngest player on this roster for Salmon Bay, Gray. Singh's first touch of the match, receives a slide tackle. That's an easy call, and that's a yellow card. And that's a second yellow card. It's red. Flavie Dubé has been giving her marching orders. Minnesota Aurora will have to play this game out at 10. What a turn of events. Singh's first touch of the match goes down off the foul and gets Flavie Dubé, the player who had a goal and an assist in the conference finals, heading to the bench. And now Salmon Bay start to believe that they can find a winner here. Dubé beside herself that she went in and committed that foul, and even just this free kick is a chance for Salmon Bay to find something. An excellent set-piece taker in Hui Kai Hui. This game has been turned on its head. With 3 minutes left to play, Minnesota thought they'd booked themselves a spot in the final. A penalty kick. Kai Hui makes it 1-1. And now the Aurora, they're going to have to try to push this to penalties. Still 16 minutes left to go in added time. 11 versus 10. Hui Kai Hui, the lone player over this free kick with a 4-player wall ahead of her. Can she beat Fox and send this place crazy? Hui, direct, tipped over. Oh, that was beautiful from Hui Kai Hui. Taylor Fox shuffled the feet in time and tipped it over the iron. Hui Kai Hui could not have struck that much cleaner. And now she'll go to take the corner kick. Players waiting on the far post. So often it's Anna Menti to put this one back into the mixer. We'll see if Kai Hui tries to find her. Studebaker makes herself available at the top of the area. The cross is right on the line. Fox claims it and holds it away from the goal line. Throws it out quick. If Minnesota finds something, it's going to have to be on the break just like this. Burst the pace ahead from Gutierrez. Legs still looking fresh, but so are the legs of Alicia Barker. Takes it away and takes it cleanly. Gives it to Brown. Back for Gutierrez. Studebaker in there to help Alicia Barker. Studebaker got in the way. There's a whistle. I believe they're going to say it was a handball against Caroline Studebaker as she blocked that cross. An inadvertent one, but a hand did get in the way. A free kick, and these are harder to defend than they may look. You have to commit a couple players for a wall. You have to be ready for the short option. And you have to react quickly in the middle. It's going to get on you in a hurry. Milam has to be composed, has to make the right decision in net to come out and claim or stay at home. Spilic, the captain, in towards Milam, just got a hand to it. Shouts from Minnesota, they want a penalty call, they don't get it. Three players on the pitch right now for Salmon Bay who didn't play a minute in the regular season. Gray, Singh, and Barton. They've all put in quality minutes off the bench today. Short break as Minnesota, they'll want to slow things down when they can. We're into stoppage time of the first part of extra time. Aurora, they are more than happy to knock this ball around the back. They do it even at full strength. They will play out of the back, and they need to right now. They will play it forward now, and Barker, as always, there to intercept. That is it for the first half of extra time. No goals, but a huge moment as Flavie Dubé is given a second yellow card. And the final 15 minutes of extra time will be played 11 versus 10. There's not many changes that can be made for Malia Arendt and Salmon Bay. Right now, they just need to push forward, find their moment, and try to create one of the moments in this club's young history. Things poised right now for incredible scenes at Interbay Stadium. We'll see if there is a hero. The highlights of that first part of extra time, of course, mainly revolving around the red card, but there were moments to get ahead on both ends. Moments that neither team could take, but it's just a moment of head loss from Dubé, sliding in from behind on a yellow card on the onrushing Kaya Singh. It's an easy call on a second yellow. Can't argue with the referee. Dubé was not happy with herself. There was a shout for Minnesota trying to get a penalty call of their own. Did not get it. Salmon Bay were frustrated through extra time against the Colorado Storm in round number 1. They went to the coin flip that is penalty kicks and pushed it to 6 rounds. Milam saved 2 penalties in that shootout. It's time to see how much metal you've got. Who has what it takes to find that extra gear, that extra bit of juice. The chance for immortality. This has just been everything it was shaped up to be. 2 of the league's best doing battle back and forth. It's advantage Salmon Bay, but anything can happen with the talent that's out on the field. It only has to be one moment to turn the tide for Minnesota. We'll see if they have that moment, and to be honest, I'd be surprised if they didn't go quite defensive here. It looks like they are going with two banks of four, a 4-4-1 out of possession with the lone striker being Yongi atop the formation. 15 more minutes. A week after 4th of July, are there more fireworks left? Barker direct down the field. Hussein flicks it on. Will be taken down by Fox. No trouble for the netminder. She's only conceded 2. Make that now 3 this season. They've all been from set pieces. Free kick, corner kick, penalty kick. She's done everything she can. Through the top, Amira Hussein. Hussein turns and gets it out wide. Ui Kai Ui. Lovely bit of footwork into the middle. Back in by Khalees Barton right at Fox. You got to think that it's on the minds of both of these goalkeepers that it might be them who has to provide the heroics in a shootout. Milam's proven it already. Ui Kai Ui. Long shot, Fox. Holds it. Throws it back out. Garfonta carries forward. It's a Minnesota team that, of course, has been one of the best defensive squads, not just in the league this season, but perhaps in the league's history. On the offensive end, though, they came into this game with the same amount of goals scored as Salmon Bay. 41 goals through 14 games. Here comes the run. Gray couldn't lay off cleanly for Hussein. The two former Huskies. Gutierrez. Garfonta. Can't connect on the attempted switch of play towards Gracie Dunaway. I don't know how Gracie Dunaway is still running in this game. Especially in that first half, I felt like she just would not stray more than 5 yards from the ball at any point.
Okay, just Abby.
So we're going to have a brief stoppage. It's another player for Salmon Bay that looks to be troubled. I believe that is Gray.
Keep Kira back. Just the back four.
Excuse me, it's Khalees Barton, the fullback. And trainers come out. The trainers have been busy. There's subs waiting to be made for Minnesota. Gracie Dunaway, just as I say that she must be exhausted, it looks like she will be taken out of this game. Barton still down on one knee. Minnesota a chance to flex their depth. They've had so much squad rotation this season. They've got 2, maybe 3 elite starting 11s. Olivia Rush, the Indiana Hoosier, comes on. Excuse me, that is Abigail Ostrom onto the field. Confusion continues right here. Khalees Barton's back up to her feet, but the trainer came out, so it looks like the argument is that she has to at least briefly come out of the game. She is, for the moment, not involved in play. Played straight up the middle. Menti on the clear. And excuse me, I cannot be 100% sure the player that has been brought on for Minnesota. The number is 17. As it's put out wide. Back into the middle, dangerous look. And Caroline Studebaker will clean up. The jersey says Ostrom. The number 17 is listed with Deanna Benke. Here's Ostrom on the ball. Goes down. She's going to get a free kick right at the edge of the box. That one's very close to being a penalty kick call, the third of the night.
Haley, stay. Kira can frame. Kira, you frame the box.
Zbilic, she can go direct from this distance. She does go direct, flicked on and flicked into the parking lot. Blazing run in the middle by Hannah Boughton. Hard contact, not on target. Looks like she just got in front of that one instead of flicking it on. Barker. Crowd gets loud once again for Salmon Bay. Gray looking to return for Barker. Bowled into. This play is really slowed to a crawl here. That's going to benefit Minnesota as they try to push it to a shootout. Just a brief loss of balance. Gray carries to the outside. Two defenders in front of her. Mireya Gray splits the two of them and gets it cleared. Mireya Gray, player who has appeared at the World Cup. There are two players on the field for Salmon Bay who've appeared at a World Cup. It is Gray and Alicia Barker. Here's Juju Barker. Gray, heavy first touch. Two exhausted teams right now, emptying the tank. 7 minutes plus stoppage time to go. If a winner is not found, it'll be spot kicks with a spot in the national championship game to play for. Carfanta. Back by Gray. No push forward from Minnesota. They will go back to the center backs and back to the goalkeeper as well. Fox ahead to Mercereau. He's played all 113. Up the middle and returned. Back for Zbilic. Out wide for Boughton. Boughton. Her delivery is dealt with by Barker. Miss hit on the clearance initially by Kaya Singh, but it'll work out as she'll control it. Caroline Studebaker has to hustle her way to the touchline. Straight down the line. Gray is going to chase, but it's not going to be difficult for the defender, Olivia Albert, to get there first. That clearance went right to Rachel Wrights. Quietly has put in yet another excellent shift. Little worm killer to the far side. 50-50 ball. It's won by Khalees Barton. Menti scans her options. Writes the switch to Studebaker. Caroline Studebaker looks to get it to Gray. Barker, delivery in, Fox bobbled with it, and she holds. 3 players come together on the collision. Brown a little worse for wear. She'll be helped back up to her feet. It was Fox who got there first. Hussein applying pressure, but she was a couple steps slow. Amira Hussein on the give and go out wide. Into the defender, gets the call. Went straight at Mercereau. Went down. Free kick. All eyes right now on the beer garden side of the field. These teams getting ready to try to extend their seasons. The fans getting ready to burst with emotion. Ui Kai Hui. She's got a magical right foot, which tied this game up. Can she find a friendly forehead? Or can she do it herself? She does lift it in. Header down for Salmon Bay, but it's rolled into the midst of Taylor Fox. Distributes quickly and powerfully down the left side. Yongi coming together with rights. Barker, no nonsense. Out in front of the Salmon Bay bench. Kai Hui, lovely first touchdown. Goes 1-2 with Singh. Kai Hui's first postseason goal. The reason Salmon Bay pushed it to this point. Hussein, the flag stays down. Jostled with, goes down. Assistant referee waving the flag, calling for the foul. A yellow card against Haley Mercereau. And another interesting free kick. This could really ask some questions of a tired Minnesota defense. As I've said time and time again, if you go shoulder to shoulder with Amira Hussein, you're not winning that battle. Mercereau learning that the hard way. And once again, this is a mirror image of the free kick we just saw from Ui Kai Hui. She went into the box on that occasion. She still could test Taylor Fox. Not the tallest goalkeeper. If Kai Hui can really place it, she could be the hero herself and complete an incredible brace. In the 119th minute, Ui. Far post delivery, overhit it. Beyond the reach of Menti. Fox wanders over to get it and kick it back out. No doubt's going to send it as far from net as she can. She's motioning her players forward. Another heart-stopping night at Interbay. Wouldn't have it any other way. First header one down and cleared out for a Salmon Bay throw. Right into the scoreboard. Direct in towards Kai Hui. Professional win away. Wrights. The feed for Studebaker. Khalees Barton. Misconnection. We're nearly through the 120. This is where legends are made. Zbilic, she's already a legend for this club. She pushes it ahead herself. Can't connect with the lone striker in Yongi. Barker again, taking it herself for Amira Hussein. Kai Hui. Barker's all the way up front. Hui. No dice. Leah Aaron tells her team to calm down, get themselves set. It's 2 additional minutes. The noise continues from both sets of fans. They know how big this is. Right. Anamenti, straight down the middle. First header away, Barton there. Back central and cleared long. Out of bounds. Minnesota just holding on right now, trying to push it to spot kicks. Lifted over the top. That's no nonsense to get it straight down as 121 are off the clock. Wrights is slow to get there. Gets some help from the ball kid.
Good, Abby, stay there, you're good. That's the time, well done.
30 seconds to go. For everything. Barker down the right side. It's another throw off the light pole and into the bush keepers. A third throw for Salmon Bay. This has to be it. They just keep working their way down towards the corner flag. We're all the way through 122 minutes of palpitating soccer. Is there one more look at net for the hosts? Hussein, the captain, back into the middle. At the top, it wasn't corralled. Anamenti charging forward. Took a shot up high. And a whistle stops the attack. That's it. For the second time in as many weeks, penalty kicks at Interbay Stadium. And this time, it's for a spot in the national title. It absolutely had to be to the very end of this game. These are two teams that have done everything to extend the match, to extend their seasons. In a way, it seems unfair that two great squads have to have their season determined by penalty kicks. You may give Salmon Bay the nod here. At home, they've won it once on spot kicks already against the Colorado Storm. We've seen two penalties in this game already. Ai Kitagawa beats Elena Milam in the first half. Ui Kai Hui beat Taylor Fox in the second half. Kai Hui will take a penalty. Kitagawa is on the bench, as is the other lead striker, Flavie Dubé, for Minnesota. Samia Shell, the leading goal scorer for Salmon Bay, is no longer on the field. Morgan Monalili, who dispatched the game-winning penalty against Colorado, she will not take a penalty. We're going to have a new hero. Salmon Bay, grateful to be able to push this to added time, but you have to say they've had the better looks in this game. You could say that they were the better of the two teams, but it was awful close, and as you see here, Minnesota had their opportunities as well. That was a golden one, perhaps the best from open play of the game for Minnesota that was sent right at Elena Milam. Dubé, a solid shot that Milam read all the way. And this was the moment that Dubé, bit of head loss right there. It's not a tackle you can be making in that situation. Takes down Kaya Singh. And it's an easy call for the referee. Fox has to provide a save on a Kaihui free kick. Milam has to parry one away. Milam saved the first and final penalties of that shootout against the Colorado Storm. They're determining who will shoot first, which side they will shoot at. Salmon Bay had to shoot second against Colorado. Vast majority of shootouts going the way of the team that shoots first. The mental games of it, putting more pressure on the shooter. This is a deep Minnesota Aurora team. This is a Salmon Bay team that has just always found that extra bit of inspiration. They came back to win their final game of the regular season, pushed them to the postseason. They won a shootout in the first round of the playoffs. They dominated their conference final, and once again, the comeback kids get it done to push this game to added time. All that's for naught, though, if they can't keep it going here. Minnesota Aurora, 4 trips to the playoffs in their history. 4 times they've been denied their first national title. One of the premier organizations in USL-W, a team that feels they deserve a title. They've been to the final back in 2022, the first ever final. They lost that one in extra time. Bounced in the semifinals by eventual champs Utah 1-0 last year. That's Elliot Miller getting the crowd hyped. They will shoot on the fan side by the beer garden. There's an empty seat, an empty square foot of grass, a closed eye or a seated fan here at Interbay Stadium. All the work all season, all the work for these organizations for the previous years lead up to moments like this. Some smiles on the faces of the Salmon Bay players. It's all you can do is try to be light about it. It doesn't help your cause to think about the stakes. Just think about what you have to do. Slot one away. Rachel writes. She's up and encouraging her teammates. It looks like it's going to be Elena Milam in net first. And Minnesota to shoot first. So advantage Aurora. (10:21) Pacific time. 12:21 in the morning in Minnesota. But nobody's feeling sleepy right now. The first shooter's the center back, Olivia Albert, out of the University of Indiana. Started all but one of the regular season matches this year. Has put in an excellent shift today. Trying to get her team started off on the right foot. Elena Milam saved the first penalty against Colorado. Diving to her right, both saves were impressive ones on well-taken pens. You got to think Milam's feeling confident in her abilities. Albert trying to tune out the roar of the crowd. She put it off the post! Advantage, Salmon Bay! And once again, the Coho in the driver's seat to start out the shootout. That's a straight miss right there. Tried to pull it, pulled it too far. No surprise at all that Ui Kai Hui is the player to take this penalty. Kai Hui took spot kicks during the regular season. She scored one tonight. She scored one in the shootout last weekend against Colorado. Time and time again, she's looked like the calmest head in the building. Can she beat Fox for a second time and make it 1-0 on the shootout to the Coho? The rematch. Kai Hui against Fox. She does it again! Sends Fox the wrong way, 1-0 Salmon Bay. And despite shooting first, the pressure's now mounting on Minnesota. Jelena Zbilic, the captain. She's played in the majority of this club's games in their history. Far and away the most experienced player on this Aurora roster. You've got to think that she's the player to keep calm and keep Minnesota in it. But Milam is in charge. The fans rock the stands. Zbilic against Milam. Zbilic, calm as you like. A low slot away. It's just what you'd expect from her. Keeps Minnesota in striking distance. It's Rachel Wrights, an often understated part of this squad. She's played the vast majority of minutes in defensive midfield for Malia Arendt's Coho. She's as reliable as they come. You need reliable in times like this to make it 2-1. Fox stopped it! Down to her right, she denies Rachel Wrights. We're even at 1-1. This battle continues. That's just excellent goalkeeping from Taylor Fox. Read it all the way. Got the right hand down in time. Milam. 2 penalty saves. 1 off the post. She's faced 8. And only 5 have found the twine. Should be a hero again. Not this time. Sent the wrong way again. Minnesota get loud. Their fans, their players keep the tension on. And now the pressure all of a sudden swings back to the Coho. It's a well-taken penalty. Milam went a bit early. Look at this. It's Elena Milam. She's shooting third. Goalkeeper against goalkeeper. Milam against Fox. What a moment this is. Elena skies it. Elena Milam missed high and wide right. And now she has to try to spare her own blushes. Minnesota starting to feel it now. It was always going over from Elena Milam, just got underneath it. Angela Gutierrez came on as a substitute in this game. The senior out of Drake University. Can she beat the noise? Can she beat Milam? Can she make it 3 straight for Aurora? It's saved! Elena Milam! You've got to be kidding me! A sigh of relief from Milam and 1,500 plus. The 3rd penalty save of this postseason. All of them have been down to that right side. Amira Hussein. In the last shootout against Colorado Storm, she'd missed a couple of close opportunities and asked not to take a penalty shot. She's feeling more confident tonight. They need her right now to tie it at 2. She does it! What a penalty from Amira Hussein! Roofs it! As if this could not get any crazier. It's a second goalkeeper-on-goalkeeper penalty kick. Taylor Fox has converted a penalty kick in a shootout before for South Carolina in the 2024 NCAA tournament. She's been here. She's done this. She saw her opposite put one over the woodwork just a minute ago. She takes an extra lap, an extra second. Is that extra second to think things over enough to put her off? Can Milam put her off? She put it wide! Both goalkeepers missed their penalties. This is as storybook as it gets. Made a rare mental error in the first half of this game. She gifted a penalty, handled the ball in the box, and made it 1-0 Minnesota. None of that will matter. None of that will be remembered if she can convert this penalty right here. This would be the ultimate redemption story. Anna Menti has played some of the most minutes of any player in the young history of this club. To keep Salmon Bay swimming. It's in! The Coho have slain the Giants of the Midwest! At the doorstep of glory! It's a night that these fans will never forget. With 2 minutes left to play, Minnesota looked bound for the national final. Salmon Bay, the comeback kids, just 2 years after their foundation, 625 days later, they've secured a spot in the national final. The national final will be here in a week at Interbay Stadium. Vermont Green and Salmon Bay for a chip. I thought that this team had provided more amazing moments than you could ask. But they just kept doing it again and again and again.